All right, let's go to take one more call. Let's talk to Matt in Louisville. Matt, hey, before we get going, is it Louisville or Louisville?
It's Louisville.
Louisville. I'm from Texas.
We can always tell when somebody's not from the area because they say Louisville or Louisville.
I'm from Texas and Tennessee. I'm going with Louisville, man. All right,
I'll
Matt.
accept it, sir.
Matt from Louisville. Go ahead, brother.
So I'm calling in because my wife and I, we've been married almost 10 years in this coming up October. This has come up before where she said that I've just been a very selfish person. A lot of times, like, she'll come and tell me that I've made her upset about something, and my go-to emotion seems to just be anger. Like, I just get mad at her for telling me that I messed up with something and that I didn't fix something the right way. And, like, I guess I kind of get scared, like, when she brings that to me, because I feel like I'm supposed to fix her problems, even if it's not a problem between us. It's just an emotion that she's had with someone else, and she's coming to me because I'm her husband and I'm supposed to be there to listen to her. And I don't know why, but my go-to emotion is anger.
You just jumped issues on me. So you made it sound like one thing, but it's actually two. So she comes to you with challenges about you first, and you respond with anger. And then separately, so there's a period at the end of that sentence, then separately she comes and talks about other feelings she's having, about other issues she's having with other people, and that makes you angry and frustrated too because you don't know how to solve those?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so let's deal with the first one. When she comes to you and says she's got problems with you or she doesn't like the way you've done something, is she right?
90% of the time, yeah.
So why do you get angry?
I guess because I try to I'm a perfectionist. I try to make everything perfect, and when something doesn't go the way I thought it should go, it angers me. And if I'm doing something and I thought I did it correctly and it was great, but it upset her, and then she comes and tells me about it, I think that's where the anger comes from. I thought, well, in my head, it was perfect and it was great. But
are you angry at her or are you angry at you?
I think ultimately I'm angry at myself, but I take it out on her. And maybe I am angry at her too for a little bit because she pointed it out. But I know that's how I grow, and I make improvements to myself when people point those criticisms out to me.
Yeah, so, dude, here's the thing. Dr. Chip Dodd, I love the way he presents anger. He helped me reimagine anger. All anger is a cue that you care about something. It's a good thing. It is a directional arrow towards something that you are passionate about, that you love, or that you care about. That's what anger is, right?
Okay.
Acting immature and acting like a 6-year-old and stomping your feet and yelling or lashing out to somebody who's trying to help you is, like I said, that's acting like a baby, acting like a child. And so feeling angry, having that well up inside of you, I tried my best and it wasn't good enough, or I tried my best and I just did the wrong thing, man, that's natural feeling, that's good. Treating your wife with disrespect, treating her without dignity just because she's trying to lean into you, man, that's not cool. At the end of the day, you're letting your feelings and your emotions drive your car instead of your thoughts and your actions.
Okay.
And so the default setting you've got to adjust to, brother, is think about a car. The front 2 tires, those are your thoughts, your thinking, and your actions. And so when she comes in and says, hey, man, you did the dishes last night, you put them all in the wrong spot. We've talked about this. Can you please put them in the right spot? And that thought pops in your head. Oh, yeah, well, that's when you have a moment to stop. Stop that thought and say, nope. And then you can replace that thought with, you're right, we've talked about this, and I was trying to do something nice, and I didn't do it right, and I'm going to fix that. And then your actions are you can stand up and go fix it. Or you can stand up and look her in the eye and say, thank you for telling me that. I was an idiot, and let that be that. But instead, you're letting the back 2 tires of your car, which is your physiology, like the way your body feels, your heart gets racing and your chest gets tight and you flex your muscles and you're like, what's up? And your emotions, right? They rage. You just get angry, right?
Right.
And so you have got to practice letting the front two wheels of your car drive, brother. And then the other side of this, man, when she comes to you with, hey, this happened today, this is a feeling I had, this is a frustration, why do you get angry about that when she's trying to connect with you that way?
I don't know. That's a really good question, and that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out is why that upsets me. I guess that's where like my selfishness comes in, to where I'm just like, well, that happened to you, that didn't happen to me. But that sounds like really bad when I hear it. I've never actually said that out loud, and that doesn't make me feel good.
So I'm laughing. I'm laughing at you, not with you. Okay, like
right, I got you.
Why would somebody that you're married to for a decade of your life? She's basically another arm and leg for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why does her thoughts and feelings annoy you?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Where is that selfishness rooted in, man?
I guess maybe that I feel like, well, I don't really know. I don't want to say that because she has, I mean, there's a couple issues that we're trying to deal with. We actually just started marriage counseling Monday night.
Right.
And so we're kind of working through that. But I know when something hasn't happened that I need in our marriage, it makes those times when she comes to me with her feelings, and I'm kind of like acting selfish. So I'm like, well, you didn't give me what I need, so I'm not going to give you what you need.
So are you talking about sex? She doesn't perform like you want her to, or with the regularity you want, so you're going to show her?
Right.
And where does that behavior usually start? I'll just cut to the chase. It starts on a playground, right? You didn't pick me for your team, so I'm not going to pick you for my team. Again, we are back to my brother Matt in Louisville acting like a 4-year-old. The beauty is, I will say this, you've done a very admirable adult thing, and you have decided you're going to go work on this. Now, she may be dragging you, but the deal is you're going. Here's what I want you to promise me and the entire world listening to this podcast. You got it?
Yep.
When you go to your next counseling session, I want you to tell them, I talked to some yahoo on the radio, some quack on a podcast, and I said some things out loud that made me realize I'm selfish and I'm immature, and I want to fix that. And my promise to you is there are ways to fix that. You and your wife are in a wonky dance right now where you have shut off all environmental signals for intimacy and for connection, because she's coming to you with her feelings, she's coming to you with her heart, and you are getting frustrated and annoyed by that because she's interrupting your game, or you're checking out golf stuff on a website or whatever weird stuff you do in Louisville, and you're frustrated. And so she has no environmental signals saying that you want to be connected, you want to be intimate, and then you circle around and be like, hey, I'm not getting enough sex. And so I'm going to show you. And there's nothing sexual about what's going on in your house right now because you're annoyed by her. You're annoyed when she shares her heart. You're annoyed when she doesn't do exactly what you want. And it's just making this figure eight of frustration, right? And so at some point, somebody's got to step up and say, I'm breaking the figure eight. I'm going to stop it. And sexuality and intimacy and volume, that starts with a series of environmental offs and ons, not a series of my sex drives more than yours. That's a whole other conversation that we can have another day. But I want you to start with your therapist, start with your marriage counselor. I'm proud of you for going, man. Walk in that door and say, hey, listen, I'm selfish. I'm immature. I act like a child. The way I respond to you leaves no room for you to even think about intimacy in here, because I've not created a safe and welcoming place, a place where you belong, where your feelings belong, where I can listen to you, where I can just look you and say, that sucks. I hate that somebody treated you like that at work today. Or, man, I didn't do the dishes right again. Oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get it right. I walked right past my shoes that I left on the front porch. I didn't fill your car up with gas. I'm sorry. I'm going to make that right. and not that little boy rage. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm taking my bag and going home. That starts with you, Matt. That starts with you, and I think you've got the courage to do it. And I'm giving you a hard time because I see some of that behavior in myself. I see that behavior in millions of men all across the country where we were not taught, we were not trained on how to be in a relationship. We were taught how to win. We were taught how to compete. And we were taught that being a boy meant being over, not with. And I want you to take this time, take this snapshot. You've been together a decade. You got decades ahead of you. I want you to take this time with a marriage counselor, and I want you to learn the skills of connecting. Learn the skills of shutting your mouth and being with. Learn the skills of when you feel that anger inside that tells you you're not good, you failed, you suck, that you go, nope, I am a person of value. She loves me, and I'm going to go make this right because she's worth it. So, Matt, I want to honor you, man. Thank you for the call. Thanks for reaching out.